Hey, it's Dean Chapman, your friend with benefits at Frontline Benefits, and I'm here to talk about 5 things your staff need to understand about their dental benefits. First off, your staff is going to need to know how to access their benefits and how to make claims. When they go into the dentist, you don't want them to end up with a bad experience. So you're going to have one of two things. You're going to have an employee who's comfortable with technology, who can download the app, register, and make claims effectively using the insurance company's app. Secondly, you might have a staff member who's not so tech savvy. Those staff members you may need to help either to download the app or to make a print off of a paper copy of their card. Those two ways will allow them to access the card. The second thing you're going to have to do is make sure that you inform the staff member to review the information that they're getting so that it reflects what's showing up on the system. That means their dependents' dates of birth are correct, the names are spelled correctly, and everybody of the family is enrolled. This will make sure that when the claim goes through, that it doesn't get rejected because of misinformation. As if an employee goes in and makes a dental claim and the dental claim gets rejected, that can be a lot of money that they may have to pay out of pocket and they may not have on them, which could result in an embarrassing situation or something that's going to reflect poorly on the company. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Second, your staff is going to need to understand what the coinsurance levels are. Now, coinsurance is the amount the insurance company pays versus the amount that the employee pays when they go into the dentist to make a claim. Typically, you'll find most plans, the insurance company will pay 80% and the employee will pay 20%. The employee needs to understand which procedures are covered at which levels, and this is pretty basic because a lot of this is written in your benefit booklet. But what they need to know is what procedures are considered basic and what procedures might be considered major. This will help them to make sure that when they do make a claim, the amount that they have to pay out at the dentist reflects what the coinsurance levels are. Now here's where it gets a little bit complicated. The areas that's not always explained is the dental fee guide. And this is the third part that's really important that your employees understand. So if they understand that your coinsurance pays 80%, then they go to make a claim at the dentist and it turns out that only 60% of what they got billed is covered. That's almost always because that dentist charges higher than the dental fee guide. Alberta just came out with a dental fee guide in 2018, which makes sense as to why a lot of times employees aren't informed about this, as it is relatively new. But where we see the biggest issues with this is when an employer covers 100% for dental. When you cover 100% for dental and an employee goes into the dentist and has to pay out of pocket, they're very confused. So it's really important that they understand exactly how the dental fee guide works and that they could be out of pocket if their dentist charges above that fee guide. This can be avoided with a simple education. Recalls. Recalls are how many times your employee can get dental services within a year. So recalls can be seen on your plan as the amount of times an employee can get services at the dentist in a given time period. Typically you'll see 6-month recall, which is 2 services per year, 9 months, or 12 months. I personally don't recommend anything out of 6 months because I think twice per year is reasonable. Sometimes you'll hear recommendations to increase the recall frequency because it will decrease your overall premiums. To me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. To me, it's like saying, well, if I don't get my vehicle serviced as often, I'm spending less on services. But what it can do is lead to the employee having larger claims because they're not getting the routine maintenance done often enough. So this can actually negatively impact your dental premiums instead of positively. Aside from that, whether you choose to do a 6-month, 9-month, or 12-month recall, your staff needs to understand what that means, how that works, and when they can book their services through the dentist. And number 5, pre-approval. Pre-approval should be done any single time an employee needs any type of work that's done outside of routine maintenance. A pre-approval is when the dentist sends a quote to the insurance company of services that are being recommended to the employee. The insurance company will then reply back as to what level or if the procedure is covered at all. We have had issues in the past where an employee's gone in, got work done, and the insurance company has not paid the claim because they didn't deem the work to be necessary. This can cause a huge upset. As you can imagine, if an employee's out of pocket $1,500 or $2,000 that they weren't expecting, they're going to be livid. So make sure that you inform your employees that if they're getting any type of major dental work or extensive work done that's going to be costly or potentially costly, that they get a pre-approval done at the dentist's office. So these 5 points might seem straightforward to you, but don't take for granted that your staff just automatically understands how it all works. The more accessible, user-friendly, and educated you make them about benefits, the better off they'll be and the more grateful they'll be when they go to use their benefit package and understand what you've provided to them. There are definitely more details, obviously, that go into a dental benefits package, but not every single detail needs to be fully explained to the staff. A lot of it can be provided in just a one-page summary, and we can provide that to you as well, just a one-page cheat sheet with all of the terms that are usually referred to in a dental benefits package. And you can just click below in the notes and we'll provide a link. Finally, encourage your staff to utilize their dental benefits. Make it easy for them to claim. Allow them to take time off and get their dental visits done. If they get the routine dental work done and they feel comfortable using it, you'll save yourself the potential large claims that can come down the road with them not getting it done in a timely manner. Subscribe to the show and come to our webinar at the end of the month for more tips on how to clearly communicate your benefits package so that your staff has clear expectations and can understand what you're providing to them.